A few weeks ago, I realized that the only way I can change my life is through isolation and self-destruction. Now, when I'm talking about self-destruction, I don't mean doing anything harmful or anything related to that. What I mean by self-destruction is to destroy the version of myself that is not serving me and that is holding me back from progressing. There is this Joe Dispenza exercise. No, he doesn't call it self-destruction. What he talks about is writing down what you want in life and who you want to be and what is keeping you from doing and becoming that. And then write down what it is that you need in order to become the highest version of yourself. When you write down what is keeping you from being there, it's just really you know, it's inconsistency, it's lack of discipline, it's fear, a set of limiting and negative beliefs and thoughts. These things, they are the old self. You have to separate yourself from that old self and become the new version of yourself, the version that has these things and that has what it takes to achieve those goals and become the best version of yourself. I've been on self-improvement for a very long time, for years now, and I have made a lot of progress through self-improvement. I mean, I started it before I started watching these self-improvement videos, but self-improvement is different from self-destruction. The way I see it, self-improvement is like renovating or decorating your house, but self-destruction is removing the entire building and building something new on top. So I feel like self-destruction, you have to destroy that image you have of yourself, the fears you have, face your fears and stop letting things hold you back. Stop becoming so hesitant, so reluctant and indecisive, and just really make the choice of what you want to do in life and go for it without making any kind of excuses. The best way to do this is in isolation, because you need your entire attention and focus to work on yourself. You can't do that when your mind is not clear enough and you're occupied with what people are saying to you, wasting your time with meaningless conversations and stupid entertainment. So I decided to not go out with friends anymore for a while, temporarily. Of course, not socializing is bad for you and for your mental health, but if you're doing it temporarily with the clear intention and you're replacing those things with other good habits, it's different than like isolating and just watching Netflix all day. You know, you're doing it temporarily. So like I'm isolating as much as possible, but I still talk with my family because I live at home. You know, you don't have to take it that, you don't have to be very extreme with isolation. I think talking to people is still really good, but just not going out to have fun, maybe leaving that out personally. The last few times I was hanging out with friends, I just always felt like I am not using my time efficiently and productively, and that I am not where I want to be in life, so I would never really enjoy it. I would always feel like I should be at home doing something different, and generally like there was something that I was unhappy with, but I just didn't know exactly what, or I didn't want to admit it to myself. It's kind of a negative attitude to be like, oh, I am not where I want to be in life. I am not happy with my life, especially when everyone is so focused on being positive. And of course, positivity is good, but excessive optimism and positivity is self-sabotage. And being positive does not mean that you deny the existence of a problem. If you feel like there is something missing in your life or you're unhappy with something, then go really inwards and think about it and don't just try to focus on the positive. Ask yourself why that is. And it's not a bad thing to be negative about something, you know? What I mean is, it is okay to not feel like happy all of the time and to say that you're not happy with your life. Admitting that instead of like forcing that acceptance onto yourself is more helpful than forcing and faking that positivity, just distracting yourself with something else to not think about like how unhappy you are with your life. No, it wasn't that extreme for me, but I was thinking about where I would be if I would keep going in a year, and it wasn't like what I wanted. And I realized I have to change something like immediately, and that change has to be big. And you know, having this sense of urgency, and I stopped being so hesitant about what I wanted, always holding myself back, just going for it. That's when I don't really know how to explain it, but all of the excuses just fell down. Everything that I was thinking about before just really didn't matter anymore. I was always thinking about like, oh, how people will see me, how people will view me, what will happen, and so on. But now I decided to just go for it and not care about it. I think that we need to be more aggressive about our lives. Now, I don't mean to be physically aggressive, but to stop being so hesitant, to stop being so reluctant and delaying ourselves, delaying the work, to have clear goals, clear boundaries, and just going after it, and stop, you know, getting distracted with stupid things. There was this quote that I saw on a YouTube video, and it was, "You deserve you deserve what you are going through because you would rather be good tomorrow." It is such a provocative quote, I think, but I really like it because it really shows you how there are literally no excuses for why you are not where you want to be in life. And if you keep making excuses, then you still have not learned the lesson. If you want something, there is no excuse for why you're not doing it. It just means that you don't really want it. Actions speak louder than words. There are no excuses for why you can't do something. It just means that you don't really want it. And whenever I think about this quote, I have it written on my whiteboard. I just instantly get the sense of urgency to do the work now. You know, whenever I'm telling myself, like, oh, I'm just gonna do it tomorrow, I can't do this today, I realize that I have to do it now. And now is like the only time, like, now is the time to go all in and go after it. So, the last few weeks, months actually, I was just kind of disappointed, dissatisfied with my life, and I knew that it's gonna be temporarily, but at the same time, I just didn't know exactly. I actually knew, but I wasn't doing the work, what I needed to do. I had good habits. I had like, you know, I was doing something, but it wasn't enough, and I still had a lot of bad habits. Like I was spending so much time on social media, which I deleted now, and I was doing a job that I didn't really want to, and the entire time I was thinking that I could do better than that, but I wasn't. So if you think that you can do better than something, unless you're doing it, then just don't say anything, and don't even when you get that feeling of you're not where you want to be in life, you're not where you're supposed to be. Just randomly throughout the day, I was getting that like almost every day, to the point where I just didn't want to listen to any music, go on my phone or anything, and just sit by myself and think about it. And this was like what really helped me, going off social media, not listening to music, to be able to listen to my inner voice and my intuition, because you know what you have to do. We already have all of the answers, but we're so distracted. Our mind is not clear enough, and we cannot focus on what we have to do. We don't have the energy for it anymore because our head is like filled with trash. Last few months, I was just like thinking about it, and then I decided to go all in. I changed my routine. I started working on the projects that I want to, and trying to like improve my habits, gain as much knowledge as I can, deleted social media, and yeah, I'm just talking about like what I have been thinking about lately to just capture it, and maybe someone relates to that or is going through that thought process as well.